I'm just gonna quickly run through all the shows I've picked up this fall anime season. If my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm recovering from a really bad cold, so don't bother me about how my voice sounds funny. Thanks. This is going in no particular order at all. First up is Do It Yourself, a show where pastel color coordinated high school girls get involved in a do-it-yourself club to help its president keep the club afloat. Due to the standard anime trope of a certain number of students needing to be a part of a club for it to continue existing. Very wholesome slice of life content with sapphic vibes for the main lead and her tsundere best friend she's practically trying to woo back into her life. I greatly needed this dose of simplistic happiness in my life, and if you're in need of a show which doesn't require much mental exhaustion and you don't have to think much to watch it, this is definitely it. Girls with power tools learning how to do shit on their own, sign me the fuck up. 9 out of 10 show. Second on my list is Hero Academia, the series I was least invested in watching because I'm more invested in the manga. The animation and pacing is better than the previous season, which a lot of Hero Academia fans dislike. I do agree the stakes are high for this arc, and if you've already watched all the other seasons, I will say you might as well finish the newest one if you've made it this far already. If you can't find yourself invested in the story, don't feel bad about dropping it. Some shows are just not your jam and you gotta accept it. I am looking forward to Bakugo's further development and confirming that he is my favorite character in this series because he was written so damn well. 7.5 out of 10, probably loses points because I've read the manga and thus know what happens already. Bleach, or the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, technically. I have a very complicated relationship with Bleach as a series. If you've watched my video on Ichiruki, you know already how the final arc doesn't hold a very dear place in my heart. Put it simply, I'm here to watch my girl Rukia be a badass and to appreciate the animation. Since I already know where it's going story-wise, I don't have much hope for being satisfied by the end. I'm purely watching this to see my fave fight scenes and character arcs animated, and that's it. 7 out of 10, and it's mainly the animation that sold me to give it such a high score. Blue Lock. I was so invested in this series, I nearly ended up reading fully ahead in the manga, but stopped myself. I plan to make a dedicated video talking about why you should watch this show. 8 out of 10. Eternal Boys, an idol group made entirely of middle-aged men, which is presented as a contrast to the younger and more motivated counterparts in their field. A salaryman accidentally ends up signing up for the group, which provided a very hilarious first episode. The episodes are extremely short, and if you're there to turn your brain off, you might have a good time. If not, you'll probably dislike one aspect of the show and drop it. I got pissed that it was promoting overworking in order to achieve your goals, and framing that if you don't overwork and stay up till God knows what time doing the thing you're striving to do, then you're not trying hard enough, which I completely disagree with. Everyone is trying, and if you're not a person themselves, you cannot claim to know how much a person is trying. A person telling you to your face you're just not trying when all you've been doing is trying is the most asshole thing you can say to someone. This episode alone, it made me nearly drop the show. 5 out of 10 stars. Finally is Chainsaw Man, the show everyone on the internet who is into anime is talking about, and probably spoiling people about the plot, or maybe YouTube recommended is already doing that for you all on its own. I hear the manga is phenomenal, and the show is most definitely meeting those standards because, dear God, is every shot of this show beautiful. The show follows Denji, a teenage boy, though when I first watched this, I thought the guy was 19 because of how serious the tone of the show was. But yeah, he's a teenager who lives in a post-apocalyptic world or a fantasy world. I don't have all the details yet in terms of a world building, where devils who hunt humans exist and devil hunters hunt them for money. And Denji has a pet devil named Pochita. That's all you really need to know going into this series. The unsettling shots of Makima accompanied by her soft but deadly voice really sets a tone for this series. Story-wise, you can tell the person writing this has something they want to argue to us and an overall experience they want to convey to watchers. It's both comedic, action-filled, but deeply depressing at the same time. 9 out of 10 series so far, and I'm trying my best to stay away from spoilers, so do not spoil anything in the comments, please. Those are a few shows that I decided to watch this fall anime season, and I've got nothing else to say other than check any out that stood out to you. Other than that, I hope you all enjoy the shows that you're watching this fall anime season.